The music was loud enough to blur conversations. Yet her words cut through everything like a knife. I wish I'd come alone. She didn't know I was standing behind her. She didn't even whisper it. She said it casually to her friend, like I was some burden she was forced to carry everywhere. Like I was an inconvenience, not her husband. For a second, I stood frozen, drink halfway to my lips, my chest tightening with a strange mix of anger and humiliation. Her friend glanced at me, eyes widening slightly as if urging her to stop talking. But my wife, Mara, didn't notice. She was too busy complaining. He gets so quiet in social settings. I've had more fun if I come alone, she sighed. Her friend awkwardly nodded. That was it. That was the moment something inside me shifted. I didn't cause a scene. I didn't walk up to her. I didn't even flinch. Instead, I slowly lowered my drink, set it on a nearby table, and walked away, quietly, invisibly, just like she seemed to prefer. If she wished she'd come alone, I was going to make that wish come true. The party was being held at her co-worker's mansion. Huge place, crowded enough that no one noticed me slipping out the side door. Outside, the night was cold, the sky sharp with stars. I breathed in deeply, letting the sting in my chest settle into something calmer, colder. I pulled out my phone. One message, one decision. I opened our share ride app and canceled our return trip. Then I ordered a car just for myself. When it arrived, I climbed in without hesitation. Watching the mansion grow smaller in the rear window felt strangely peaceful. On the way home, I didn't cry. I didn't curse. I didn't imagine revenge. I simply thought, really thought, about how often I'd been shrinking myself to avoid embarrassing her. How often she had rolled her eyes when I talked. How she smiled at everyone else more than she smiled at me. How she had slowly carved pieces off me without ever noticing. By the time I reached home, the anger was gone. What replaced it was clarity. If she truly wanted to be alone tonight, she would be. I took off my watch, placed it neatly on the dresser, and sat on the couch. My phone stayed on the table, screen down. No checking, no waiting, no anticipation. Around an hour later, my phone buzzed once. Then again. I ignored it. Then it rang. Then rang again. Her calls went from calm to frantic. Her text from "where did you go" to "this isn't funny" to "pick up your phone right now." Nothing. She had wished for a night without me. I was granting it generously. Eventually, the doorbell rang, loud, rapid, desperate. I didn't move. She kept ringing, knocking, calling my name to the door like someone terrified, not frustrated. Only then did I get up, slowly, deliberately. I unlocked the door and opened it just enough for her to stumble inside, shivering. "Where were you?" she nearly yelled, breathless, mascara smudged. I was looking everywhere. Do you know how scared I was? I raised an eyebrow. Scared? Why would you be scared? You said you wished you'd come alone. Her face drained of color. She knew exactly what moment I was referring to. "Mason, I didn't mean it like that," she whispered. "But you said it." My voice stayed even calm. Too calm. She stepped closer, reaching for me. I stepped back. "I was with my friends. I was just venting," she insisted, her voice cracking. "It was stupid. Thoughtless. I didn't think you heard." "I did," I said. "And instead of embarrassing you by reacting there, I let your wish happen." Tears filled her eyes, and she sank onto the couch. "I didn't want to be alone," she whispered. "Not like that. I was just frustrated. I didn't mean it." Her shoulders shook, guilt pouring out of her. But I had already changed inside. Her words had opened something I couldn't close again. Silence stretched between us. Heavy, honest. "I'm not angry," I finally said, "but I won't stay where I'm unwanted. Not even as a joke." She looked up, eyes wide with fear. "Mason, am I losing you?" I didn't answer immediately. Instead, I picked up my drink from the counter, warm now, forgotten earlier. "You're not losing me," I said slowly, "but you are going to have to earn me back." Her breath caught. For the first time in a long time, I added, You'll have to show me that you choose me, not because I'm standing beside you, but because you actually want me there." She nodded silently, tears falling freely. I didn't comfort her. Tonight, she got exactly what she wished for, and now she knew how terrifying it felt. Mara didn't sleep that night. I could hear her shifting, sighing, whispering small apologies into the dark. Thinking I was asleep. I wasn't. I stayed awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying her words, her tone, the ease with which she dismissed me like unwanted background noise. By morning, she looked exhausted, eyes swollen, voice soft, movements careful, like someone walking through a field of landmines. "Mason, can we talk?" she asked quietly. "I'm listening." She sat on the edge of the bed, hands shaking a little. "Last night, what I said, I didn't say it because I wanted to be alone. I said it because I felt embarrassed." "Embarrassed by me?" I corrected. Her chin trembled. "No, embarrassed by myself. I felt insecure. I thought I'd look boring showing up with a husband who doesn't socialize much. It was stupid, cruel. I'm sorry." I didn't respond immediately. Her apology wasn't surprising. But what I needed now wasn't words. It was change. "Mara," I said softly, "you didn't just hurt me. You revealed something. Something I can't unhear." She swallowed hard. "Which is?" "You're ashamed of me." Her hand shot out, grabbing mine. "I swear I'm not. I swear, Mason, you're the best thing in my life. I was just caught up in the moment. You know my mouth gets ahead of my brain." I looked at her carefully. "Then you need to prove it." "Anything," she whispered. "Tell me what to do." That surprised me. Mara was never the submissive type. She always needed control. Always needed to feel like she had the upper hand. Seeing her like this, small, scared, desperate, told me she understood exactly how deep her words cut. "Tonight," I said, "we're going out." She blinked. "Okay, where?" "You'll see." I drove us to a little restaurant she loved, but rarely suggested anymore. She looked confused when we walked inside, but she didn't question it. When the hostess seated us, Mara grabbed my hand across the table. "I'm really glad we're doing this," she said softly. "Me too." But the truth was, this wasn't just dinner. This was a test. While we ordered, while we talked, while she tried to make small jokes to lighten the mood, I stayed observant. I wasn't cruel. I wasn't cold. Just aware. And she noticed. "Mason," she said halfway through her meal, "you're watching me." "I'm listening." I corrected. She sighed, defeated. "I know I hurt you. Just tell me what you need." I leaned back. "Respect. You have my respect. Not last night." She nodded, shame flickering over her face. "I know. I'm trying to fix that." For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then she reached into her purse. "I need to show you something," she said quietly. She slid her phone across the table. It was open to a chat. Her friend from the party. "Mara, I messed up." Friend. "What happened?" "Mara, I said something stupid about Mason, he heard. He left. I feel sick. I don't deserve him." Friend. "Yeah, that wasn't okay." "Mara, I can't lose him. He's the only safe place I've ever had." My throat tightened slightly at that last line. She whispered, "I wanted you to see it, because I want you to know I'm not just saying sorry to get out of trouble. I mean it, Mason. You matter to me." For the first time since the party, something inside me softened. Not fully, but enough. I slid her phone back. "Thank you for showing me." She reached for my hand. "Can we rebuild?" "Please." "We can try," I said. The relief on her face was immediate, overwhelming. She wiped her eyes quickly, like she was embarrassed to cry in public. After dinner, we drove home in silence, comfortable silence. Inside, she hesitated by the door. "Mason?" She whispered. "Yeah." She stepped closer, resting her forehead against mine. "I don't want space. I don't want distance. I want you. Just you. I want to do better." Her voice cracked on the last word. I closed my eyes for a moment, letting her honesty settle in. Then I wrapped my arms around her, not fully, not tightly, but enough that she knew I wasn't pulling away. "We'll work on it," I said softly. "Together." She nodded against my chest, letting out a trembling breath. For the first time since the party, she didn't feel like someone who wanted to walk ahead of me, leaving me behind. She felt like someone who wanted to hold on. And for now, that was enough.